Hi everyone, welcome to class. My name is Julie Shane and I'm a teacher with yoginiology.com. So today's class is just a 30-minute class and I call it Yoga Drano because I like to think of it as you're kind of unclogging like stuff in your energy channels and just through your body. And so that's what this class here is today. That's what we're going to do here today. It's 30 minutes of clearing out kind of stuck, stagnant, gross energy, like the stuff you'd find like unclogging a shower drain. No, let's visualize, everyone. Not the best visualization, but it's like that's how much we want to get this stuff out. So we're going to start off in a pretty traditional way of just kind of moving energy that has gotten stuck, and then we'll go into some flow. I am by a wall today because we're going to be using it for practice. So if you have a wall nearby that you can use for like headstand or some of the other stuff we'll do at the end of class, go ahead and grab your wall space. And yeah, we'll go ahead and get started. So we'll begin seated with the legs straight out in front of us. If you need to prop yourself up on a blanket or a pillow or something to make it a little more comfortable, if you feel like you're kind of here slouching or really having to force yourself to sit up straight, just tuck something underneath your sit bones. So we'll start with the hands by your sides, kind of like Dandasana, staff pose. And we'll just begin by moving the toes back and forth. So as you inhale, draw the toes towards you. And as you exhale, curl the toes. Inhale, pull the toes back. Exhale, curl the toes. We'll just do this a few times. Really trying to move the toes with the breath. It adds a little bit more power to what we do when you can do it with the breath. Just do it a few more times. So start really working literally from the toes to the head. And then like I said, once we get some of that major stuff freed, we'll move into some other really juicy ways to unclog stuck things. And go ahead and start flexing the entire foot back towards the face as you inhale. Exhale, point away. So some of this stuff, it can seem like, I want to do something big. I want to do something exciting, right? But that's why I call it Drano, right? It's like you go to the store, there's so many things you could buy that would be more exciting than buying a bottle of Drano. But Drano works. I'm sure there's a more natural way to do it, right? But it works, and it's boring, and it's not pretty, but it works. And so that's kind of the way to think of this. It's like an effective way to move energy, and then start to take the ankles in circles. So again, trying to move with the breath, inhaling, pulling back, exhale, push away. Change directions. And this practice, it's something I've started doing every morning, and it took some convincing at first, but someone told me, we'll just try it for a week. Do this practice here for a week, every morning, and see how you feel. And I really do have a lot less pain in the body when I practice this. I have a lot more energy, and just my level of like enthusiasm and positivity and optimism and just what I like to call badassery is increased by doing this, which is nice. So make sure you've gone both directions with the ankles. And then we're going to start to draw the right knee in towards the chest, bringing the heel right up next to your butt. And then you can grab underneath the hamstring. As you inhale, the knee comes in towards your chest. And then as you exhale, you're going to extend the leg up and away and then down. Inhale, knee comes in. Exhale, extend. So we're really moving the lymph too. So the lymph, unlike the blood, doesn't have a pump like the heart is for the blood. And so we need to create a pump. And so this movement here, especially at the back of the knee, is a really effective way to start to move the lymph, which helps to control our immune system. Obviously, when you're sick, energy levels are low. So staying healthy is a nice way to have more energy in your day. So do that a few more times. Inhale in, exhale, kick out. And once the leg has kind of gone through that range of motion, as you exhale, I want you to exhale hard and then lower down. Inhale, exhale like a kick. And we'll do 3 more like that. One more. Good. And then just draw the sole of the right foot in towards the leg. Just kind of bounce the knee up and down. Unsticking what's stuck, unclogging your body's shower drain. Go ahead and change sides. So left knee gets pulled in, hold on to the back of the hamstring. Again, if you have tight hips and you find yourself like leaning way back, a blanket could be really helpful here. So extend out, exhale, lower down, inhale in. And you don't want to extend like past the point that feels uncomfortable. We're not trying to get into a huge stretch, although you might feel a stretch. We're really just trying to create a pump at the back of the knee. Maybe a few more times. And then add those kicks kind of hard. Exhale out. Two more. One more. And then left sole of the foot to the right thigh and just bounce the knee up and down. Yeah. Switch legs again. Right foot comes in, or right knee comes in. You're going to take your left hand and put it in between all of your toes on the right foot. And if you're like me, whose toes are really funky, it can be hard to get your fingers wedged in between, but do it anyway. Take the time to really get them in there. And then you're going to hold the right knee in towards your chest and just take the ankle in circles with the fingers between the toes. So therapeutic for the feet too. We shove them in our shoes. Cute shoes, probably, but we shove them in our shoes a lot and it does a number on our feet, and so this is a really nice way to just free our toes. Hashtag free the toes. Good. And then change sides. Right fingers in between your left toes. Really get them in there good. Get the ankle in a position that you can start to take it around. And you could do like 10 circles one way and 10 circles the other way. I just kind of do as I feel like, oh, I should change directions. But just make sure you get to change directions. My feet like immediately are just like, ah, at the end of this, like my right foot, it's like it's singing Shakira right now. It's so happy. Good. Go ahead and extend both feet. And then you just wave your feet back and forth. So you want the initiation of this movement to really come from like the femur bone and the hip socket. But the entire leg is just like, it's just partying. And just let that all move back and forth. You can go as fast or as slow as you want. The more jiggle, the better. And then draw the soles of the feet in. Hold on to the feet, and then you're going to bounce the knees up and down. Just move in energy. Okay, and then come into a cross-legged position, however is comfortable for you. You're going to extend the arms out, and you're just going to flex the wrists. Again, inhale, wrists come back, or your fingers come back towards you. Exhale away. Inhale, exhale. And so the breath with this, it isn't like you're breathing naturally, right? It's inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. And so it really becomes a powerful way to move the energy. So the breath is important. My breath is off because I'm talking to you. But if you can get that rhythm going with the breath, it, like I said, it makes this more potent. And go ahead and take your thumb into your palm and squeeze it with your other fingers, and then take the wrists in circles. Changing directions whenever you want, or count and make sure it's even if you care about that. I just move how I want to. Good. And then when you take your hands out to the side, you're going to flick the hands open and then squeeze, flick, squeeze, flick, squeeze, up, and then back down. Like elementary school cheerleading or something. I never did it. My sisters did. Razzle dazzle is what it was called. And I wasn't old enough, and then by the time I was old enough, they got rid of it. But they did things like this, and I thought they were really cool. So channel your inner razzle dazzle. Just really moving the fingers. Good. And I want you to take your hands to your shoulders. You're going to bring your elbows towards each other, and then try to rotate the elbows back as far as you can, and then in. You do this a few times. This is so good for your chest and your upper back. A really nice way to counteract all of the like texting and sexting we do. Maybe just texting. Back the other way. Next. Go ahead and bring your hands down by your sides. Draw the chin in towards the chest. You're going to take your right ear over to your right shoulder. And then go slow, because necks are tricky. You're going to try to bring the head all the way back, open the throat, and then left ear to the left shoulder. Chin down. My neck never used to give me problems until I had kids. They're a pain in the neck. No, I think it's from feeding all the time, right? You're just like this and strain, so really good for moms. Do a few times in one direction. Try to get the full range of motion that you can. Change directions. I just love this little sequence because it gets into things that we ignore, like the shower drain, right? It's like, nah, it's fine. I'm gonna go do like some really awesome standing series on my mat today. It's like, man, sometimes like this is really what you need. Take your right hand out to the side, reach the left arm over, and then play with the orientation of your chest. So you can stick the chest out and you can pull it in and just find that spot that is like, oh yeah. And it's really starting to unravel the side body. And then take the wrist in circles. Change sides. And the beautiful thing about this practice is that you can do it when you're feeling crappy, right? You don't have to, like knowing that this is the practice that you're going to do, there's nothing exhausting about it. There's nothing that is like, I don't really want to today, right? It's easy. You can do it in your pajamas. You could do it naked. You can do it, a lot of it in bed. So it's really nice, right? Let's go ahead and come to all fours. Take cat-cow a few times, moving the spine, and then really involve the neck here as much as you can. So when you're coming back into cat, really exaggerate, drawing the chin in towards the chest. Do it like you mean it. Push the hands and the knees and the feet into the mat. And then as you inhale, again, like you mean it, how high can you lift your chin comfortably? How much can you draw your navel towards the ground? And just do a few times like that. Really seeing to like the fullest extent you can express cat and cow pose. So with the toes tucked under, you're going to start to lift the knees up off the ground, but I want you to keep the heels lifted and to draw your chest back towards your thighs. And then get the hands positioned right, so extend through your fingers, try to get the index finger in line with the long edge of your mat. Draw your ears by your biceps and start to feel a nice big stretch through the back body.
And then really slowly, and they might not even go all the way straight, just straighten the legs a bit until you feel a stretch through the backs of the legs, and then bend the knees again. And do that a few times. Inhaling, pulling the knees in. Exhale, extend. Next time your legs are straight, you're going to pause. Root down through the heels as much as you can. Find your full expression of down dog. Then I want you to look between your hands and then bringing some of that cat pose into your upper back. Start to ride the wave forward into plank pose. Pause there. Then bend your knees. Come back into that crouching cat pose. Exhale, express all the way into down dog. Inhale, catch the wave, ride it forward. Plank pose. Bend the knees, exhale. Finish exhale with heels down. Inhale, wave forward. Pause for the full inhale. Exhale, wave it back, heels down. Do that a few more times. And then come back in downward facing dog. Pause there. Step your right foot halfway up the mat. And I want you to bend your left knee. Take the right toes and move them to the right and come onto the outer edge of your left foot. But both knees are bent. So think of it like side plank with the right foot halfway up and both knees bending. And then just open the right arm up. Change sides. Come on back. Left foot steps up halfway. Come onto the outer edge of the right foot. Left toes turn. Bend both knees. Inhale. Reach up. Exhale back. Downward facing dog. Inhale. Right foot steps up halfway. Again, come onto the outer edge of the left foot. This time we have the left foot or the left leg straight. Right toes turn. Inhale. Come up. Side plank. Then bend both knees. Then extend out. So inhale. Bend both knees. Exhale, reach, inhale, exhale, one more, inhale, exhale, hands down, step it back, other side, left foot steps forward, right leg stays straight first, inhale, reach the left arm up, and then exhale, kind of crunch it up, coil yourself up, inhale, extend, exhale, coil, inhale, exhale, one more, inhale, exhale, left hand comes down, step it back, downward facing dog. Take the feet nice and wide, turn the toes out a little bit, so about 30 degrees or so. Start to bend the knees and walk the hands back. You're going to sink the hips down, not all the way into garland pose, so like 2/3 of the way down. Bring your hands to your heart. And then start to drop just the chest and the chin down, but butt stays lifted. Interlace the fingers, push the hands away from you. Inhale, lift the chest up. Exhale, lower the chest down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower down, do one more. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, hands to heart. Straighten the legs, turn your toes back in so they are facing the front of your mat. Just fold here, grab opposite elbows and hang. So we're going to head to the wall for headstand. Now, if you do headstand in the middle of the floor regularly, that's fine to do it, but we're going to play with the legs a little more. So I like to use the wall anyway because I don't have to worry about like really finding the balance because it's more about just inverting ourselves and then pumping the legs. So you can pick if you really want. It's like a lot of an extra challenge to do it in the middle of the room. So I normally pick a wall. So in case, just really quick, if you have never done a headstand before, like maybe venture onto YouTube a little bit and just catch a quick tutorial because it's really important to make sure the weight is on your head correctly. But just like super basics, if you grab opposite elbows here, that's about where you want your elbows to be when you place them on the ground. And then just take your arms out interlace your fingers, but then you'll stack your pinkies in front and think of it like you have about an egg in there. So with your elbows this far apart, place it down, and then where the top of your head would be, like going straight up towards the ceiling, that's the part you want on the ground. So don't like come too far on your forehead or come way back, because if you think about putting weight on your head here, that's not good, right? You want to have the weight coming down so that everything's in line in your spine. So you can practice that. I'm not going to go on too much more because we only have 30 minutes. So if you're really not comfortable with headstand, you can watch or do a quick headstand tutorial and kind of practice. The wall's a nice place to start. So I'll get my hands set up, place my head down. So my head's like in my hands, but I got the top of the head down, so it's a safe position for my neck. Lift the knees up, walk the feet in, and once you get the feet in far enough, it should really feel like the legs just kind of float up. And then you are pushing into the hands so much, especially to start, that like my head is completely off the ground. So there's really not a ton of weight on the head, especially if you're just beginning, and that can help to keep it safe. And then as you find that spot, you can begin to add more and more weight to the head. So we're gonna bend the knees. Good, and then exhale, extend them out. Inhale, bend the knees. Exhale, extend them out. A few more times, pumping the legs here upside down. Good, and then point and flex the toes. There goes my shirt. Okay, you can play a little bit more if you're not filming a class and your shirt suddenly comes over your face so no one can see or hear you. You can play in headstand a little more when you're ready to come down. Come down slow, unlike I did, and just sit for a moment. And you can just literally, getting upside down changes your energy so quickly. So it's a wonderful way to do some of that unclogging business that we were talking about. So instead of doing Shavasana to end class, which would totally work, corpse pose, if that's where you want to go. If you do have wall space, let's use it. And we'll end class in legs up the wall. So you'll sidle up nice and close to the wall. And then swing your legs around. You want to keep your hips touching the wall here. And then there's a couple of different things you can do with the legs. Traditionally, you just let them stay straight. If you want to bring the legs into more of a Baddha Konasana, you can with the soles of the feet together. If you have more space than I do, it sometimes feels really nice to open the legs up against the wall, right, as far out as space will allow you to. But then take it just like you would Shavasana, arms by your sides, palms face up. Eyes closed. You can tuck the shoulders under you a bit to open the chest. Face relaxed. Now breath is coming back to its natural state. And this is such a nice pose to be in for longer than we're going to be in it today. So if you have a little extra time, 5 to 10 minutes in this pose is really ideal. And who doesn't want to spend 5 to 10 minutes in this pose, right? We will spend at least 2 more minutes here. So if you're able to stay here a little longer, just kind of tune me out and enjoy legs up the wall. If you need to stick to that 30-minute mark, you can start to move your fingers and your toes, your wrists and your ankles. And then just start to walk the feet down the wall so the knees are bent. Pause there for a moment. You can reach the arms up over the head, palms face up. And then roll to one side, keeping the knees bent. Pause in fetal position. And then using your hands or whatever tools you have nearby, go ahead and bring yourself into a comfortable seat. It's always nice to end class slowly, so reminding ourselves not to be in any hurry. So do take an extra minute here. Sit up nice and tall, close your eyes. Feel yourself rooting down through the sit bone and down through the tailbone. Feel the length up through your spine. Feel that length extend all the way out through the crown of the head up into the universe above. Just take a moment to really feel your energy moving within the subtle body. Take a moment to tune in and begin to feel those energy blockages having been released. Feel just a little bit more freedom, a little bit more confidence, a little bit more of hella good. Go ahead and bring your hands together at heart center. Let the thumb touch the breastbone, the sternum. Bow the head slightly. We do that just as a way to acknowledge ourselves for making time to take care of ourselves. And we do it also to acknowledge all of our teachers, past, present, and future, and all of those people in our lives that just make our lives awesome and wonderful and inspiring. Again, both past, present, and future. Go ahead and open your eyes. Thank you all so much for joining me today. There's so many free classes you can check out at yoginiology.com, and they're doing such great work over there. I really encourage you to go look at their mission and what they're up to. They're helping women around the world, both in the United States and globally, and it's just something, it's really cool what they're trying to do, and you can be a part of it. And you can find out how by going to yoginiology.com. That is where I am putting my work and my energy, and you'll meet a lot of other really inspiring women there too. So I encourage you to check it out and see how you can get involved. And just thank you. Have a wonderful, badass day. Namaste.